one of my followers, friends, said he was sending me a redfish cleaning knife, electric knife, and some other stuff. So we got all kind of stuff in here. We got baits. He sent me some baits, some that he uses, some shrimp baits, and that's what you call a good follow when you get, look at that, extra blades.
Oh, well, follow us into that?
Yeah, one of my,
Wow.
Ron, thank you, Ron.
Ron, thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Ron. He's a good guy. He you know, some people learn some stuff off of what I do,
That's very generous.
and they generous, and they you know, they help me out because I spend a lot of money doing what I do on the YouTube.
Wow.
It's made for big redfish, like bull redfish. You put, it's like a salsa, I guess, and you just, we're gonna figure it out. But that's the blades. We're gonna figure it out. But you know, just the thought of, he saw me struggling with some redfish and ruining my knives. That's the battery packs on it.
Wow,
He went out and
It's
shipped
Christmas.
that. He went out and shipped that to me. Got a few baits in here. I got all this, so I don't want to dump all that, but I got some more stuff in there. But just want to say thank you, Ron. I'm gonna make good use of it. When I got a big redfish, I'm not gonna ruin any blades anymore. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use it just to cut those scales on those
Well,
redfish.
we can do a video of you using it. Yeah.
Yep. So, thank you, Ron. The blade, these blades, they go in the wall, and you just slide it in there. One blade. Look at the power.
It was made to fit in there?
Yeah, the blade was made to fit in it. Look at the power. That's dangerous, man. Woo! I cut through some redfish, red snapper, anything. So I can't wait to try it on. You know, we always throw back a lot of redfish around 27 inches because they're too hard to clean. And they have some good meat on them, but not anymore.
All right.
Saturday night.
You look like Dexter. Oh my gosh. Dexter.
And look, I've been hearing about this marker 54 so many times, and Ron sent me some marker 54, so I'm gonna try them. Next outing, I'm gonna try them. This jerk shrimp, it goes backwards. Marker 54. I've been hearing jokes about it for all kinds of, you know. Marker 54. I never bought one, so he sent them in the box with it. I'm gonna try it out. So I'm excited to use all this stuff, right? That's God's power and might right there. Waking up to that in the morning is worth every bit of getting up. I'm gonna try a little solo trip this morning. Stay tuned. Tommy B's channel. We're gonna get some speckled trout, redfish, whatever y'all want. Whatever God's gonna give us. Man, that wind finder said it was supposed to be out the north this morning, y'all. And it's blowing out the east right now, probably about 10 to 15. Crazy. Look at that. I mean, you never know. Even the forecasters can't get it right 50% of the time. Maybe we need to get a job like that, huh? Man, it's blowing. I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna throw some plastic or we'll see. Play it by ear, that's what I do. Spur of the moment, play it by ear. When I went to bed last night, I wasn't sure I was going fishing. That's just the way I roll. It was a little rough getting here, but you gotta get the live bait while you can. You know, the plastic's gonna come soon enough. Right now, you still got live bait, and it's a big advantage. If you go out there with just plastic and you come back home with 1 or 2 fish or nothing, don't blame me. You gotta make the run out here. It was a little bumpy, but I'm coming out here on a solo day and getting the live bait. So while the live bait's here, I'm not afraid to cheat and say I use live bait. Live bait works. Man, it's full of pogies in here and pelicans are eating them. Stuff's jumping up out the water right here. This marina by B&W bait is loaded with pogies, but they too big, you know. We know, y'all know I've talked about that already. You'd have to weed through them, try to find some, but I just wanted to show y'all how many is in here. I mean, it is thick with pogies. See them all flipping? I mean, everywhere. Over here too, look. Y'all see them little splashes out there? Thousands, millions of them. I picked up a little bit of shrimp and a little bit of croakers, but I think I got almost half and half. We're gonna do a little test today, try to keep count and see what bait catches the most and the biggest fish. Man, that wind's coming straight out the east, and about a 1 foot chop, maybe a foot and a half. It's rough. In front of my boat's hopping. It was a rough ride to get the bait, rough even going with the wave. One of those days, you know, we get into that time of year. All right, we're gonna start off with a 1-aught hook, free line, and people always ask me if I use a weight. No weight, just straight to the mono line. We're gonna free line a shrimp, a big shrimp. We got some croaker and shrimp, and we're gonna hook them through the horn and see what happens. And just completely free line. You don't have to hold that line tight till you can let some slack and let it sink. You gotta let it sink a little bit. And then when that trout hits it, you're gonna see that line take off. You reel down and lift up. You don't really have to set the hook that hole with a kill hook. Jailhouse Reef, first croaker. Look at the big old trout, y'all. That's a 4-pound fish. It'll take me 2 hands to get him in. Look at that, y'all. What? That's a pretty fish. Let me get my other hand on him. I'm by myself. Getting y'all straight action at monster, huh? Let's see, 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds. Beautiful fish, first fish. That's lucky, huh? I moved to the clean water and that's what happened, right? This reef is right outside of the state park. You can see the state park over there, south of it. Might be the biggest black drum I ever hooked right here. It might be bigger than Roscoe's. Look at that, y'all. The other day. Y'all saw that one in the last video. But Roscoe had a big old giant. This time of year, there's a bunch of these. I'm trying to get him out right here for y'all. But right now it's 1 to 1. One on shrimp and 1 on croaker. And the croaker was a big trout, and this is a giant drum. Look at that big nasty. That's what we call them, big nasty, because they're not good to eat. They're full of worms. Look at that. Let me go ahead and let this fish go and try to get on something good. What y'all think I got here? I thought I had a big trout on there. Well, look at it. Looks like, you know, big old Mac attack, boy. Hey, when you're real hungry, that's good eating. I tried. The other day, I told my wife, she said, this fish tastes a little fishy. And I said, oh, don't worry about it. That's just, you know, that's just you. And I cleaned it up real pretty where it looked just like the trout, but it was a mackerel. I kept a mackerel. And she noticed it. I didn't tell her until after she was finished eating it, but. All right, it's a slow start so far. We got a couple boats on here that kind of messed up the whole reef. They ran up and down with that motor. And I was gonna move to another spot, but I'm gonna go to the next reef at Bayou Caddy. So hang on, and we're gonna try to find some fish where we get some quick action. Only 2 bites so far, a big drum and a big old trout. So we're grinding it out. Stay with us, because I usually end up getting on them. We got the right bait. All right, another one on a croaker. So that's 2 trout on croaker and 1 big drum on a shrimp. That's it. That's the only 3 fish I caught so far. It might hold around 15 inches. I'm right here at Bayou Caddy Reef by Silver Slipper. The water conditions look great. But that was the first bite. In about 5 minutes, I got in this spot. Tried my other spot over there and didn't get a bite with a shrimp. So we'll see what happens. You know, an east wind, I'm hiding behind the Jailhouse Reef right here. That's why it looks calm like that. It's 10 to 15. But an east wind over here, it seems like it's like in Grand Isle, a west wind. They used to say you couldn't get your wife pregnant on a west wind. That's how bad the fishing was. And every time I go on a strong east wind, I struggle. So just a little FYI, y'all let me know what you think about that, y'all, being from Mississippi, y'all guys. Or just a windy day in general, you know, is more difficult. I had to put my trim tab down, man. It's rough, like 2-foot chop right now with a little break on top. It's rough. Nasty east wind. I'm gonna try on the way back. I'm heading back. I don't want to get too rough on me and have a long run back. So I'll try a little bit longer. And I put a big old shrimp on there and finally got another trout. And a little dry run, but the last one was 15. This one's probably 16. It's tough, but this is the prettiest water, this reef right here. Definitely the prettiest water. A pretty fish, about 16. Long and skinny. I'll take him, babe. Supper, huh? I came back to the Jailhouse Reef, one that's south of Park. And the water is the greenest here. So I'm gonna try here a little bit longer. See if I can't hook up another couple of trout. Got another one. Put a croaker on. Last one was 16. This is gonna probably be right at 15, but I'll take it. Hey, it'll keep us. Right on the edge of the structure. Last one was with a shrimp. This one with a croaker. So right on the edge of the structure, you gotta be real close. So that's 2 quick ones right there. So we'll see what happens. Man, I finally found a place that they're on fire. I think this is a keep and nothing, John. I mean, I had that first big one, but that's 15 all day. They go in a pot. Uh-oh, I must have hooked him like Roscoe. You can't see the hook. Right against them rocks, boy. I found a little nest finally. I had a dead croaker. I jigged him, and it right close to the structure. And got a little fatter one right here. It looks like about 16 and a little thicker. But they all keepers, man. I think I had 2 throwbacks. So, supper, huh? I struggled for a long time, man, to get it on a bite. Struggled. But hey, you can't give up, you know? I kept on pounding it out. Came back to the reef that way I caught the big one. And now I'm catching them every cast. You know, it really don't pay to come early like that. I just wake up. I guess I haven't been sleeping too good lately since Charlie Kirk. And I'm just taking off because I'm up. But I've been catching most of my fish at the end of the trip. The last spot usually. I'm gonna say my winner is the croaker. Even though I caught a bunch of shrimp, trout on shrimp the other day with Roscoe. On a tough day like today, with the wind blowing, the croaker, you can throw it harder, you can put it where you want it to. And I got so many pinfish that ate the legs off of the shrimp and killed them. And once they do that, you can change the shrimp. So that don't happen. When you get a bite of the croaker, it's usually a good fish. So that's my survey. What y'all say? Tell me what y'all think. Shrimp or croaker? All right, got another keeper, barely hooked, but right at about 15. This reef is famous for that, you know, not a lot of big fish. That first one I caught was very unusual, about 3.5 pounds. Y'all look at this. I had one of the biggest croakers in my box, and this little 13-inch trout ate that croaker, man. It's unbelievable what they can do, huh? Maybe 14. Unbelievable. How big of a fish they can put in their mouth. Look at the sky, how beautiful, huh? Beautiful day. This one might make it, I don't know. Probably the same thing, about 14. Maybe 15. Let me explain to y'all what's going on right here. So if you come out here, you kind of know. This is an outgoing tide. The silver slippers over there. You can see it in the background. The tide is coming over the structure, over the reef, towards me. And the fish are sitting right there between me and the structure. And the current pulls the bait towards me. I throw it into the current and it comes back towards me. And as it's coming back, that's when the fish are striking it. And it's loaded with them all the way down the reef. I move, every time I move, I get a quicker bite, but not a lot of, it's been about 60% keepers. Of course, the fish are big on the croaker. I think I only had 2 throwbacks on croaker. That was a croaker right here. He's right at 15. They're gonna make the box. So, you know, if you're deciding on croaker or shrimp, if you can get the croaker, I think you're better off right now because you're getting keepers and they bite and they loving that croaker, man. They're eating it up. Little male. That's what's happening on the, you know, the shrimp. Unless they're big shrimp, and then it's hard to find a big shrimp. All right, this is my last trout right here. He's a keeper. My last shrimp. They won't hardly touch that plastic, man. It's crazy. Good thing I brought some live bait because I wouldn't have no fish in my box. That's a fact, Jack. So what I said earlier, it's not time for that plastic yet. Not time yet. He's probably not gonna make it. I got a lot of 14-inch fish here. A lot of action though, guys. It's a beautiful reef, the Jailhouse Reef. They all are. They did a good job with all of them, but they put this where there's not a lot of oysters, from what I understand through my research and friends. And the other reef, Gene Taylor, is on top of an oyster reef, and that's why they got bigger fish and more, you know, more fish, but a lot more pressure. This place right here, I saw 3 boats the whole time I was here. You know, the other day we had 9 boats at Gene Taylor. I didn't even make it over there. It just calmed down enough, but I'm out of bait right now. So I wasted a lot of bait, a lot of small fish. But that goes, I guess, sometimes. I probably got 8 or 10 keepers, enough for a good mess of fish. That's all you can ask for on a tough day. But the action is here. If you got kids or wife or whatever and you want to catch a lot of fish, come here with some shrimp and bring or croakers. I mean, the croaker, I think you get a lot more keepers and just as much action. Outgoing tide, throw it to the structure and let it fall back to you and then wait. Pow! We'll see you next time. Tommy V. All alone today, babe. Just me and the good Lord. Thank you, Lord, for the success that I had. And we'll see you next time. Tell your friends about the channel. And y'all comment. Tell me about if you like to fish solo, if you like to fish by yourself. You know, sometimes if you're fishing with people, they just talk. They tell stories. Some of these people talk way too much. And I just sometimes like peace and quiet. Just talk to the Lord. Amen, baby. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time. Love y'all.